Tonight we've learned that service members at Fairchild Air Force Base have been activated as the conflict in Iran continues. What we know tonight.
We're under a weather impact alert with strong wind expected Wednesday night across the inland northwest.
Zags fans getting ready for postseason basketball. Tonight we show you how they're preparing for the WCC Championship. Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5 tonight. I'm Mark Hanrahan. In just 1 hour, the Gonzaga men's basketball team faces off against Santa Clara in the WCC Championship game. It'll be the last time GU plays for the conference title before moving conferences next year. So tonight, KREM 2's Caitlin Galloway is live in Las Vegas. Caitlin, what's it feeling like for the Zags as they prepare to tip off?
Hey there, Mark. Well, the Gonzaga men are preparing for their 29th straight WCC Championship game, so they're used to this kind of environment. Since they'll be joining the new Pac-12, they're looking to end their time in the WCC on a high note. In a little bit of a surprise, they will be taking on Santa Clara, who upset St. Mary's 76-71 last night. Gonzaga swept the Broncos in the regular season, and they're confident that no matter who ended up being their opponent today, the preparation and the program standards are the same.
Here at Gonzaga, we win conference tournaments, we go far in the tournament. So yeah, I think it's just what we do. It's what Coach Few preaches, and that's how we work.
When you come here, you automatically know the greatness even before you come here. So, you just want to fill the shoes as best of your ability, and I think we got guys that answer the call. And like I said, from top to bottom, we have a really amazing guys, really amazing people, and really amazing basketball players. So, we all get a chance to do great things out there.
Head coach Mark Few doesn't just preach that standard, he has never missed out on a WCC title game in his head coaching career. Tip-off of that game is in just about an hour. Reporting from the Orleans Arena in Las Vegas, Caitlin Galloway, KREM 2 Sports.
All right, Caitlin, thank you, and go Zags. All right, let's switch gears briefly and get our first check of the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo. Joining us in the Outdoor Weather Center. Jeremy, relatively calm day today across the region, but things are about to change.
And in a pretty big way, Mark, we have another round of wind headed our way, and wind is going to gust to between 50 and 65 miles per hour tomorrow night. It is more than 24 hours away, but it is likely going to be another historic wind event. Right now, things are pretty mild, 41 degrees, a nice fair weather cumulus overhead, winds pretty light out of the south and southwest. It's a nice evening. Tomorrow starts out fairly nice, but by tomorrow night, wind picks up. We already have high wind warnings across the region that run from tomorrow evening through Thursday morning. It is going to be windy for more than 12 hours here in the inland northwest. A couple of stray snow showers up in the mountains. Those will grow more widespread by tomorrow morning. By tomorrow afternoon, the snow moves out of the mountains and hits us here in eastern Washington as rain. By tomorrow evening, that rain winds down and the wind ramps up. We're under KREM 2 weather impact alerts Wednesday and Thursday ahead of that round of wind that hits Wednesday night. By Friday, we're back to calm, but it is a very active couple of days.
All right, sounds good, Jeremy. I'll check back in with you later in the show tonight. As the conflict in Iran continues, KREM 2 has learned that service members at Fairchild Air Force Base have been activated. Today, KREM 2's Regan Gallo spoke with a retired colonel from Fairchild Air Force Base to discuss what this could mean for military families and loved ones across the region. Regan?
Well, officials with the Washington National Guard tell us that members of the 141st Air Refueling Wing have been activated out of Fairchild. Now, according to the U.S. Air Force website, activation is described as temporarily expanding active military forces. That activation can be voluntary or involuntary and is often used to support overseas conflicts, training exercises, or domestic emergencies. The type of activation can also affect the benefits and support service members that receive during employment. Now today, Brian Newberry, retired colonel and commander of the 92nd Air Refueling Wing, now CEO of Eastern Washington Girl Scouts, tells us what this could mean for impacted loved ones across the inland Northwest.
We can support them, tell them we appreciate their service, reach out to spouses that might suddenly not expect to have their significant other be gone. I was deployed for a year overseas, and I was doing the best job I could, and I was equipped to do all that I needed to do. But sometimes when my cat got cancer, when this happened, when that happened, I really felt for my family because I was powerless to do much at home.
Now, Brian also tells me it is important to help families at this time because activations can disrupt the family household, and he also welcomes people to donate to the Fairchild Food Pantry. Now, KREM 2 News reached out to the Washington National Guard as well as the Department of War today to receive more details regarding this activation. However, they said they could not provide any more information at this time. For now, I'm reporting in Spokane, Regan Gallo, KREM 2 News.
Iran stands alone, and they are badly losing. On day 10 of Operation Epic Fury, we are winning. We will not relent until the enemy is totally and decisively defeated.
In a Pentagon briefing, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said that today will be the most intense day of strikes against Iran. The chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff laid out the United States' 3 goals: destroying missiles and drones, striking Iran's navy, and targeting Iran's military bases. President Trump has said the war with Iran is winding down. He told CBS News, quote, "The war is very complete," unquote. On social media, he said, quote, "Death, fire, and fury will rain upon Iran if they do anything to stop the flow of oil."
I will not allow a terrorist regime to hold the world hostage and attempt to stop the globe's oil supply.
Iran is retaliating, launching missile and drone strikes on Israel and U.S. targets in nearby countries. 7 U.S. service members have died in the conflict. And because of the conflict in the Middle East, gas prices are high across the country. AAA says the average gallon of gas in the U.S. costs about $3.54. The Washington state average is about $1 more. Congressman Michael Baumgartner wants the state to help keep gas prices down by temporarily suspending Washington's Climate Commitment Act. He sent a letter to Governor Bob Ferguson criticizing his policies. In a statement, Baumgartner said, quote, "This climate change surcharge is little more than a vanity project designed to make people in downtown Seattle feel good about themselves," unquote. He said it penalizes working people across the state. Meantime, lawmakers signed the controversial Climate Commitment Act into law in 2021. The revenue from it goes to climate projects with a goal of getting greenhouse gas emissions down by 95% by the year 2050. While lawmakers said it would not affect gas prices, prices quickly went up right after that law went into effect. Right now, Washington lawmakers are still debating the millionaire's tax. They started that debate nearly 24 hours ago. Here is a live look at the House floor in Olympia right now. Lawmakers are working to add dozens of amendments to the bill before sending it to the Senate. Remember, with this bill, households making more than $1 million a year in revenue would pay the income tax on earnings above that at a rate of 9.9%. This version includes several changes, including more tax breaks for small businesses and low-income families. Republicans say the bill violates the state constitution.
This bill is all about a tax on Washington state from my perspective. Every single person. In fact, that's how it skirts the Constitution. It says it's a tax on every single person with an exemption. So either the title's out of line, the intent's out of line, or the black and white reading of every affection statement is out of line.
If the bill passes out of the House, it will go to the Senate, where it is expected to pass. Then it would go to Governor Ferguson, who says he will sign it. More stories still to come here on KREM 2 News at 5 tonight. A Spokane man was arrested after hitting a Spokane County Sheriff's Office car and then fleeing the scene. The latest in that investigation coming up after the break.